Hello everyone, a very pleasant day to you. President Tinubu lauds Aleke's re-election as chairman of African Minerals Body. Federal government unveils new strategy to tackle housing deficit. And Director General of National Orientation Agency Issa Onilu condemns fuel scooping, urges National Assembly to criminalize action. A very good day to you and welcome to First Next News Port Harcourt. I am Becky Usoro. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Aleke, on his re-election as chairman of the African Minerals Strategy Group. Aleke was re-elected at the group's 2026 annual general meeting held on the sidelines of the Future Minerals Forum in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. He was first elected to the position in 2024. In a statement by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, President Tinubu described Aleke's re-election as a clear vote of confidence in his leadership and strategic advocacy for Africa's minerals sector. President Tinubu noted that under Aleke's chairmanship, the group has continued to provide a united voice for African countries in the advancing collaboration, safeguarding mineral resources, and positioning Africa as a key player in the global energy transition and the critical minerals value chain. The president commended the minister for aligning the objective of the group with his administration's renewed hope agenda, particularly efforts to unlock Nigerian solid minerals potential, attract sustainable investment, and create jobs. In another development, President Bola Tinubu has confirmed the Grand Commander of the Order of Niger, GCON, on Lebanese to Nigerian businessman Gilbert Chagori, citing his services and contributions to Nigeria. The GCON, Nigerian's second highest national honor after the Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, GCFR, was conveyed through the instrument of conferment of national honor dated January 8, 2026. President Tinubu said the award was made in the exercise of the powers vested in him under the National Honors Act, describing Chagori as deserving of the recognition based on what he termed his outstanding virtues and service to the country. Chagori, who was born in Nigeria to Lebanese immigrant parents, is a prominent industrialist and a co-founder of the Chagori Group, which he established in Lagos in 1971. The conglomerate has interests in construction, real estate, hospitality, glass manufacturing, and floor milling. Moving on, Vice President Kashim Shettima has formally opened the Nigerian House in Davos as the 2026 World Economic Forum WEF kicks off in Switzerland. The unveiling, which took place on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum, marks the first time Nigeria is establishing a house in Davos. The Nigerian House is designed to serve as a strategic hub for engaging global investors and promoting key sectors of the Nigerian economy. The facility will provide a platform for investment discussions, partnerships, and policy engagements aimed at attracting foreign direct investment into the country. Members of the Nigerian delegation, alongside foreign partners and stakeholders, were present at the official opening of the Nigerian House. Speaking on the initiative, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Jumoke Oduwole, said Nigerians showcasing four major investment areas at the forum: solid minerals, sustainable agriculture, the creative industry, and the digital economy. Moving on, the Minister of Education, Tunji Alosa, has approved the commencement of applications for admission into federal technical colleges across the country. Alosa said education in federal technical colleges will be fully funded upon admission, describing it as part of the government's commitment to human capital and skills development. A statement by the spokesperson for the Education Ministry, Folashade Boriowo, the minister says the initiative aligns with the federal government's broader strategy to expand access to quality technical and vocational education and to equip young Nigerians with practical, employable, and industry-relevant skills. The statement explained that the registration for the National Common Entrance Examination (NCEE) into federal technical colleges will open on Monday, 26 January and close on Sunday, 24th May, while the entrance examination will be conducted nationwide on Saturday, June 6th. Away from that story, the federal government has unveiled a new national housing strategy and called on land reform, urban renewal and public-private partnership to address Nigerians' growing housing deficit. The Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Dangiwa, disclosed this in Ilorin during the 14th National Council on Lands, Housing and Urban Development meeting. The theme of the 2025 Council meeting is Achieving Housing Delivery and Sustainable Cities through Effective Land Management, Urban Renewal, Promotion of Local Building Materials, and Public-Private Partnerships in Nigeria. Speaking through the Director of Planning, Research and Statistics in the Ministry, Alhaji Mota Ilausu, Dangiwa said the Nigerian housing deficit, estimated in the tens of millions, remains one of the country's most pressing socio-economic challenges. He attributed the housing crisis to rapid urbanization, population growth, rising construction costs, and weak land administration systems. Moving on, the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) has unveiled a draft spectrum roadmap for 2026 to 2030, alongside new guidelines for opening the lower 6 GHz and 60 GHz spectrum bands as part of efforts to expand broadband access, drive investments, create jobs, and strengthen Nigeria's digital economy. Speaking at the launch in Abuja, NCC Executive Vice Chairman and CEO Dr. Aminu Maida emphasized that spectrum is a critical national resource underpinning mobile connectivity, broadband services, satellite communications, emergency networks, financial platforms, and smart technologies. Representing the Executive Vice Chairman, Head of Spectrum Administration, Atiku Lawal, said the roadmap is designed to provide a forward-looking framework that instills investor confidence, encourages innovation, and ensures quality communication services across the country. He explained that the initiative are expected to stimulate broadband investment, expand digital infrastructure, create jobs, and strengthen Nigeria's digital economy as the country's position itself to meet rising data demand and global competitiveness targets. Moving on, the Director General of the National Orientation Agency (NOA), Lanre Issa Onilu, has condemned in the strongest possible terms the dangerous, irresponsible, and condemnable act of scooping fuel from a fallen tanker at the Liverpool Bridge, Apapa area of Lagos State. According to the DG, the practice is completely unacceptable in a modern society and poses an extreme and avoidable threat to human life, public safety, and national infrastructure. He explained that the risks involved are not limited to those directly engaged in the act, but the collateral danger to motorists, nearby communities, emergency responders, and critical access is enormous and far outweighs any perceived or imagined benefits. Issa Onilo noted that the National Orientation Agency has over the years consistently deployed nationwide sensitization and public enlightenment campaigns to conscientize Nigerians on the dangers inherent in fuel scooping and similar high-risk behaviors. The Director General stated unequivocally that this behavior cannot be justified under any circumstances, while reaffirming the agency's commitment to intensifying its value reorientation and safety advocacy across the country. Moving on, the Director General National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, Binta Adamu Bello, declared that the agency review its overall counter-trafficking strategies and policies with a view to enhancing effective operations across Nigeria in 2026. She made this known during a review of NAPTIP's activities in the previous year, where she laid emphasis on the strategic thrust for 2026, affirming that the directive to all the commands for increased monitoring and vigilance ensure the agency doubled its activities in 2025, resulting in the increased interception and rescue, partnership, awareness creation, prosecution, and conviction of offenders. Binta explained that NAPTIP secured the conviction of 93 human traffickers in 2025, intercepted over 2,500 potential victims of human trafficking who were deceived, recruited, and are being trafficked for various forms of exploitation, both within and outside the country, while a good number of the victims were rehabilitated. Director General of NAPTIP added that among the high-profile traffickers were some popular operators of orphanages and care homes across the country whose alleged nefarious activities were busted, and over 120 suspected trafficked children were rescued. Moving on, the Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, has said it has met 10 of the 14 demands presented by workers under the Joint Union Action Congress, describing the ongoing industrial action as unnecessary and ill-motivated. The administration stated this in a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory on Public Communications and Social Media, Larry Olayinka, that the remaining 4 demands were already being addressed through dialogue and administrative processes. Olayinka said the administration had made significant progress in resolving the issues raised and that the strike was not justified. We now move on to Kaduna State. The Kaduna State Commissioner of Police, Muhammad Rabiu, has described the reported kidnap of over 100 worshippers in Kajuru local government as a falsehood being peddled by conflict entrepreneurs seeking to create chaos in the state. Conflicting reports claim that over 100 people were abducted by bandits during a church service at Komin Wali village in Kajuru on Sunday, addressing reporters after the State Security Council meeting at Sir Kashim Ibrahim's house. The Commissioner of Police challenged anyone to provide the names of the alleged kidnapped victims and other particulars. He warned those who described as rumor mongers to desist from attempting to derail the prevailing peace in Kaduna State, adding that the full route of the law will be visited on such mentions of falsehood. Also speaking, the chairman of Kajuru local government, Dauda Madaki, said that upon hearing the rumor of the attack, he mobilized the police and other security forces to Komin Wali, only to find that no attack had occurred. He advised the people of the area to remain calm and go about their lawful businesses, urging them to report any suspicious movements or rumor mongers to security agents. We now move on to sports. The Super Eagles have soared to the 26th spot in the latest FIFA World Ranking, released by the football governing body. The ranking disclosed on FIFA's website marks a remarkable 12th-place jump. The Eagles also recorded a plus 79.09 points gain. Nigerians rise from 38th following the team's remarkable campaign at the 2025 African Cup of Nations AFCON in Morocco. The Super Eagles finished 3rd after edging the Pharaohs of Egypt last Saturday. The Eric Chell side ran a campaign considered by many as excellent, showing coordination and teamwork. Nigeria lost only one of their 7 matches, following a semi-final defeat to host Morocco in a penalty shootout. That's all on the news. I am Becky Osoro from I and the entire team in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.